As the moon cast a soft, silvery light, a little boy named Milo prepared for bed. He fluffed his pillow and pulled back his cozy quilt. But before climbing in, he padded over to his bedroom window. The night sky was a vast, inky blanket, sprinkled with a million glittering stars. Milo loved to trace the familiar patterns and imagine faraway galaxies. But tonight, something was different. His eyes were drawn to one particular spot, a patch of darkness where there should have been light. It seemed like a tiny hole in the otherwise perfect celestial tapestry. Milo squinted, pressing his face closer to the cool glass of the window pane. There, in the center of the dark patch, he saw it, a single tiny star, its light so faint it was barely a pinprick. It flickered hesitantly, looking small and lost among its dazzling neighbors. Milo imagined the star felt sad and lonely, overwhelmed by the brilliance of the others that shone so effortlessly. It seemed to shrink away from the cosmic dance, afraid to join in. He felt a pang of sympathy for the little, forgotten light. Leaning forward, Milo whispered into the quiet night, his breath fogging the window just a little. "Hello, little star," he said softly, his voice barely audible. "Why aren't you shining tonight? Don't you want to join the others?" For a moment, there was only silence. Then, the tiny star flickered in response, a weak and wavering pulse of light. It seemed to communicate its feelings without words, telling Milo that it felt too small, too insignificant to make a difference in such a vast and crowded sky. It believed its light was too dim to ever be noticed. Milo's heart went out to the star. He smiled gently and shook his head. "That's not true," he whispered back, his voice full of warmth. "Every star has its own special place, and the sky wouldn't be the same without you." He raised his finger and traced an imaginary line in the air, connecting the stars around the dim one. "Look," he explained, "you're part of a beautiful crown. The other stars are the points, but you are the final jewel, right at the very top. Without you, the crown is incomplete." A wave of warmth seemed to flow from Milo's words all the way up to the sky. Encouraged, the little star gathered all its might and tried to shine. At first, its light was just a soft pulse, a shy flicker, but it didn't give up. Thinking of Milo's words, it tried again, and its light grew a little stronger, a little more confident. With each attempt, its glow intensified, pushing back against the darkness that had surrounded it for so long. It was no longer shrinking away, it was reaching out. Suddenly, the star remembered its purpose. It wasn't just a tiny, forgotten speck. It was the jewel in a magnificent crown. A surge of joy and confidence rushed through it. With one final, mighty effort, the star let its light burst forth. It wasn't a weak flicker anymore, but a brilliant, warm, and steady glow that radiated pure happiness. It shone with a newfound strength, taking its rightful place and shining brighter than it ever had before. Its light a beacon of courage. From his window, Milo watched and smiled, his heart filled with joy. The little star was no longer sad or lonely. It twinkled proudly, a happy and essential part of the sparkling night sky. The final shot showed the complete constellation, the magnificent crown, with its final jewel shining brightly at the very top, completing the celestial masterpiece. The sky was whole again, and it had never looked more beautiful.